Hi there, everybody. My name is Jeremy Siskind. I'm the author of the brand new Jazz Piano Fundamentals Book 3, as well as the classics, Playing Solo Jazz Piano, and Jazz Piano Fundamentals Books 1 and 2. You might notice, if you've been watching this channel for a while, that I am somewhere completely different than I usually am. I am not on my piano. And that is for a specific reason that makes me really uncomfortable, which is that somebody sent me a free product and asked me to review it. Like I said, this makes me really uncomfortable, so I'm going to tell a lot of sarcastic jokes about this, but it says nothing about this product, which I'm going to give you an honest review of. So this product is a keyboard. It is by Fesley, a company that I had not heard of at all before they reached out. And, you know, I was not really interested in doing anything like this. But then they offered me something, they offered to ship me a keyboard for free. And I said, I love free things. I mean, that's true. But beyond that, I do often get this question from students and aspiring pianists of what kind of a good starter keyboard is. You know, if you're not necessarily a professional pianist, if you're not looking for the highest quality, you're not looking to spend thousands of dollars, what's a good keyboard to buy? And I have some ideas, but honestly, I'm not a keyboard guy. I really hate playing keyboards. I like playing the piano. So it's not a question I felt comfortable answering. And when Fesley reached out to me, they said, well, that they were trying to make a keyboard basically for exactly that student. So the first thing that we love about Fesley over here is that the price point for this keyboard, which this is an 88 key full keyboard with weighted keys, is only $400. So I did just a little bit of digging, and it's pretty hard to find a new keyboard that's 88 weighted keys for under $550, and it's hard to mostly find one for under $1,000. So that's already pretty cool. And I think the sound overall is really good. Right, and right now I am not playing out of an amplifier at all, and I'm not even all the way cranked up. So that brings me to the second thing that I like about it, which is that depending, if you want to take this out and play, you do not need to bring an amplifier with you, depending on the setting. Of course, if it's going to be a bigger venue, yes, you do want to bring an amplifier, but kind of for the vast majority of settings, this would really be, you'd have to bring this, a keyboard stand, the pedals, which I'll get to in a second. But this really actually packs some punch based on just the internal, or I guess external speakers here. So I do appreciate that. Why don't you listen to it a little bit more? It's a nice grand piano sound. I don't know, I think even the people at Fesley would say it's not the fanciest, most detailed grand piano sound, but it's clear. It works pretty well. So in that same category of portability, I think this is also pretty light compared to most keyboards. You could tell I do not have superhuman strength. And it's not gonna make me throw my back out like some really intensive instruments. I love some of these Kurzweils and they have great sounds, but man, are they heavy. So if you think that you're gonna need to move something around a lot, this is probably a good option. The other thing that I think is really in the positive side about this is some of the things that it comes with. So it has one of the more unique, especially for a keyboard of this price point, it has this very unique, to me, pedal set that are pretty good feeling pedals, or they're not 100% real to the piano, but they're pretty good, and there's 3 of them, which is pretty weird. But cool. I haven't gotten too deep into what you can set the middle pedals to do, etc. I think you can, let's see. Right, so just like a grand piano middle pedal, so that's pretty cool actually. It also, if you've noticed this is one of the most unique items that any product I've ever gotten has come with. It comes with this purple cloth, which I I assume it is for if you want to put this on top of your grand piano without scratching your grand piano. But I'm going to be wearing it like as a decorative scarf, for the rest of this video, like I said, because I feel totally uncomfortable selling products. So, okay, like I think those would be the biggest things in the favorable category for this Fesley. Like, if you want an 88 key piano simulator that's easily under $500, you're going to be hard pressed to find something better than this. It's very self-contained. It's very portable. All right. In the negative category, I look really silly with this scarf. So, like, for me, the biggest thing is the touch sensitivity. To me, is very frustrating. So, like, even in an example, I was playing Ladybird. I'm used to hearing my, sorry, crazy technical difficulties trying to keep this mouse off of the thing. Okay. I'm used to hearing my left hand coming in at a really different dynamic than my right hand, just by how I usually play. But the sound just really springs off the piano. So. So, like, the balance is just, like, very different than I'm used to hearing from an acoustic instrument or a more expensive keyboard. Now, that's not to say there's no touch sensitivity, certainly. You can make it play a variety of different dynamics, but for me, it's not very natural. The sound just kind of comes springing out at me. Like, if I'm trying to play short... It's really, for me, it takes a lot of effort to control and make it a more rounded, detailed sound. Okay. The second thing that I think is like a negative for me is that the Rhodes sound is really disappointing. So there's certainly a group of pianists who don't like using a keyboard ever as a piano simulator because it ain't as good as the real thing, right? And so they often will use a Rhodes kind of a patch. And this has 128 sounds built in. I haven't really gone through all 128, including gunshot at the end. This is the Rhodes. To me, I just wouldn't have fun using this too much on a gig. Right, it doesn't really sound like anything to me, with all due respect and love. But it does it has a bunch of other sounds. You can play your Stevie Wonder clavinet. Does that sound great? I don't really know. Probably, let's see what the vibraphone sounds like. It just sounds loud. It really comes off the key. So I don't know how much I would use those sounds other than the piano. It's nice to have fun things to play around with. Just to finish off the review, it has other things. You can have beats. It does have demo built-in songs. It has drum kits. It has a function where you can record and then play back. So that's really nice. I would say overall, if you're looking for your kids' first keyboard, but you don't want it to be just a toy, this is a great choice. If you travel and need a keyboard at a second location and don't want to spend too much money, this is a great choice. If you're at the very beginning of your gigging career, and you just quickly need a good, reliable keyboard, this is a really good choice. If you're looking for something, more nuanced, if you want the highest quality sounds, if you want something that's going to be a little bit more fun to play and have a lot of really great patches, this isn't really it. And I think the Fesley people know that. So I totally respect that they are going after a particular mission. Now, I do want to teach you something, but first I just want to say that I will shill whatever product you want to bring to me. You know, if my wife suggested that if you have any luxury handbags that you would like me to demonstrate, if you have any like fashionable items that you want me to wear in my videos, at this point, the floodgates are open. Just let me know whatever I can sell, and I will sell it. Capitalism, you know, is it's the name of the game here. I'm sorry, I just I have to make jokes. So let's just talk, you know, for 5 minutes about something I always bring up with my students when we're starting with the blues, and I'll show you on this Fesley keyboard. And that thing is repetition. Okay, so repetition, so obvious. But I want to show you these, you know, devices that are really common in the blues, because blues is all about heightened emotion. It's about, you know, pressing into somebody and not just saying, "Baby, won't you please come home?" It's saying, "Baby, won't you please come home?" It's not saying, "Baby, I love you." It's saying, "Baby, I love you." And so we can take these little kind of direct repetitions and we can create, you know, these kinds of heightened emotions in the blues and in other kinds of music, but it just lends itself so beautifully to the blues. So, you know, think about that. "Baby, won't you please come home?" So that's just a 2-note group. I'm adding a little note above in order to make it a little bit more powerful, a little bit more colorful. Could be a 3-note group. Right? Or maybe something a little more complicated, like a whole gesture. You could even think about taking the same thing and playing it at two different, starting on 2 different pitches. So, right? And notice what I did there, and this is really common in repetition, this kind of repetition where you're moving towards a climax, is that you want to shorten the length of the cycle. So at first it was 1, 2, 1, 2, or thought of a different way, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then eventually I went to 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, and then to 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And so it's kind of like winding something up until it explodes, right? So listen to how that passage would sound again. Oscar Peterson does this a lot. He goes, now, what's unique and fantastic about that phrase, besides the fact that it's an Oscar Peterson copy and sounds really cool, is that it's also a hemiola, right? It's also one of these phrases that doesn't fit overall into the overall rhythmic scheme. So the first one that I played fits, right? It's just kind of like very basic. But if I go, right, it's not quite fitting into that overall meter, and so it creates what we call a hemiola or a cross rhythm. Basically, it creates this rhythmic tension. what's kind of cool about that one is I'm just going. Right, this is really the stripped down melody, but I'm adding a note on top, right? If you've seen me do videos or talk about the blues before, I talk about double notes and adding double notes above the main melody. And then I'm just adding what I call a turn, a little ornamental, little kind of trilly thing. And you know how this sounds so great on this beautiful Fesley keyboard? Okay, I'm done. So you know, that kind of repetition just works so incredibly well. Now, you can also do more phrase-wise repetition, right? So it could be... And you notice I'm changing one note of that phrase, and that is such a great thing to practice with blues repetition. It could be the top note, like I'm doing here. Or oftentimes you might change that last note. You see what I did at the end? I combined the two ideas, right? I had this one measure idea, and I made it this baby, baby, baby. Right? All made to sound excellent on this Fesley. Okay, guys, I think that's it for the time being. Thank you to the folks at Fesley for sponsoring this video. Of course, I'm going to be putting a special link to the Fesley site below in the description. And thanks for watching and dealing with my my silly humor. I'll see y'all soon. Wait, if you've watched this far, say scarf in the video comments. Okay, bye-bye.